Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Today we shall chant chapter 4 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, verses 31 to 35.
यज्ञशिष्टामृतभुजः यान्ति ब्रह्मसनातनं नायं लोकोऽस्त्वयज्ञस्य कुतोऽन्यः कुरु सत्तमा एवं बहुविधा यज्ञाः वितता ब्रह्मणो मुखे कर्मजान् विद्धितान् सर्वान् एवं ज्ञात्वा विमोक्षसे श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयाद्यज्ञात् ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तपा सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहं एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
In the last class, we had concluded the topic 12 yajnas. This chapter 4 is called as Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the yoga of renunciation of action in wisdom. Now, the very first chapter of the Gita is called as Arjuna Vishada Yoga, the yoga of Arjuna's despondency. Arjuna fell into stress. He became depressed after seeing his friends, family on both sides of the armies. He couldn't face that and he said, I will not fight. He was confused. He didn't realize he's confused. He thought he knows what to do and he decided, I will not fight. And then Sri Krishna whipped him with powerful words in the second chapter called Sankhya Yoga, which means the yoga of knowledge. And then Arjuna surrenders to Sri Krishna, becomes a disciple. When he becomes a disciple, then only Sri Krishna becomes the Guru. Till he surrenders, he is not asking. So Sri Krishna is not going to give the wisdom. So, like Jesus Christ says, don't cast pearls before swine. Unless they know the value, there is no point giving it. Then Arjuna surrenders and Sri Krishna gave the knowledge. Then Arjuna is now confused about, should I follow knowledge or action? Because he's saying in the third chapter called as Karma Yoga, yoga of action. He's asking Sri Krishna, you seem to be praising knowledge, yet you are forcing me to do this terrible action of waging the war, where I have to kill a lot of people. So should I follow action or knowledge? Then Sri Krishna explained the technique of right action, gave the entire Karma Yoga. Then after this fourth chapter comes, which is called Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the yoga of renunciation of action in wisdom. In other words, unless and until the fruit ripens, it will not detach from the tree by itself. The fruit has to ripen. So every one of us have to mature mentally. See, by default, all of us will become adults when we become 18. You will be told you can now apply for driving license. You learn and then apply for driving license. You will get election ID card. You can vote in the election because you become an adult. Have you really become mature? Have you really grown up? So that maturity is what is required, mental maturity. Till then, you have to be in the world, majority. In the world, you go through the process of knocks and shocks, happiness, sorrow, everything, and you begin to understand what really I can get from the material world. What I can get, what I can't get. Like Swami Ramtirtha beautifully summarizes, iron and gold is good for buying iron and gold. Very simple, straightforward quotation. Iron and gold is good for buying iron and gold. This maturity I have to have, so that I know that what I can get from this world. What I am actually looking for, I cannot get from this world. So please understand, a lot of people have confusion here. They think if you come to Vedanta, you will shun the world. No, Vedanta doesn't say that. Vedanta gives you that clarity what you can get in the world. If you get into the world, start acquiring iron and gold to get happiness, you will be deceived. You can't buy happiness through iron and gold. You can buy iron and gold through iron and gold. If I have to come to this class, I need a vehicle. I have to come in a vehicle. Right? That vehicle for transactional purpose is useful. Now, if I'm doing this class, both online and offline, hybrid, we need a gadget. This gadget serves the purpose. You understand? So like that, for transactional purpose, you need the material objects in the world. But what you are actually looking for, that happiness, like beautifully Arthur Schopenhauer, German philosopher, says, it is difficult to find happiness within, but it is impossible to find it elsewhere. He says, it is difficult to find happiness within, but it is impossible to find it elsewhere. So, happiness is within you. That's your original nature. This is all Vedanta says. As long as your mind is preoccupied in the worldly acquisition and enjoyment, you won't be able to realize this truth and experience the happiness within, what we call as Ananda. So Vedanta says, let them run around in the world, be active, slowly understand. Then you have developed Vairagya. Then the real question comes, where is this happiness? What is the residential address of happiness? If I am coming for this class here, I should know the address. Without address, if I roam around in Gurgaon, how will I come here? So if I am searching for happiness, what is the residential address of happiness? That Vedanta gives and tells you, like the Google map, how to get there. Google map only will give you the direction. You have to follow. You understand? So by living life as discussed in Karma Yoga Chapter 3, what is happening is you are maturing and you gain the knowledge. That knowledge is already given a little bit in a different angle in the second chapter. But in the 4th chapter, that is what we are doing now, called as Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. In verse number 18, he gave that knowledge. Very important shloka. Verse 18, chapter 4. There he said, you should see action in inaction, and you should see inaction in action. I repeat very slowly. You should see action in inaction. You should see inaction in action. Is this clear? Now, you see, this is a very important shloka in the entire Gita. And this is to be understood correctly. Because only if you gain this knowledge that he emphasized in verse 18 of this chapter, then you will understand what he's trying to say in this chapter, which is called as Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. In other words, in this knowledge, if your action is roasted, then that action will not produce impressions, technically in Sanskrit called as Vasanas, karma, and bind you. I explained this to you. From the seed comes sapling. From the sapling comes tree. From the tree comes seeds, which again produces saplings, trees, seeds. Like this, from our vasana comes thoughts. From the thoughts come desire. From the desire comes action. Right? If somebody has the painting vasana, in that person, the painting thought comes. Then slowly that thought, as it flows continuously, becomes a desire to paint. Then that person actually takes the painting brush and paints. Correct? So vasana, thought, desire, action. Now while doing that action, if the person is result oriented, constantly thinking about the results that can accrue from that, the name, fame, power, money, etc., the following, etc., he is going on thinking about those things. As a result, he is creating fresh seeds, fresh seeds called fresh vasanas. Like how from the tree seeds are coming, new vasanas come. Then he will get caught in the cycle. What is that? Vasana, thought, desire, action, producing vasanas. This is called samsara. This is how we are all bound. Okay, we have to come out of this. That's all Vedanta is saying. So how you can do this? Vedanta says, when you roast the grains in the fire, you put a kadai on the fire and roast it, and then take the grain that is roasted and sow in the ground, it will not germinate. Similarly, if your actions are roasted in the fire of knowledge, which knowledge? What verse number 18 said? I'm going to explain that. Though I've explained it a number of times, again I will do it once, because it's a very important portion. Then only I'll proceed from verse 31. So, once your actions are roasted in that knowledge, then those actions will not germinate into fresh vasanas. You understand? Which means what? You must be equipped with this knowledge and act in this world. Then your actions will not produce vasanas. The existing vasanas will get exhausted. Fresh vasanas will not be formed. When the vasanas are all destroyed, the divinity from within reveals itself. Then you become an enlightened soul. So the formula we discuss in Vedanta is very simple. God plus vasanas equals human beings. Human beings minus vasanas equals God. So the technique of rising above vasana is what? Knowledge. And with that knowledge you have to act. That is all Shri Krishna is telling in the entire Gita. Same butter, you can make idli, you can make dosa, uttapam, add little rava dosa, everything you can do. You understand? This is the deep message which Sri Krishna builds as Arjuna asks question from various angles, and all aspects of knowledge that is required in world is given in the Gita. So that's why I'm saying this is very important. So what is this knowledge? Seeing action in inaction, inaction in action. Adi Shankaracharya, who originally comes from Kerala, he gives very interesting examples to explain this. Now, in Kerala, there are a lot of rivers and also Arabian Sea. Right? It's a beautiful place. They say, no, God's own place. So, in the river, when the boat is going and you're sitting in the boat, on the side of the river, there are a lot of coconut trees. Are they stationary? Are they moving? They're stationary. But when you are going in the boat, what is the idea you are getting? You are not moving, but the trees are moving. Correct? That's how you go through the illusion. Like you are sitting in the train is moving, but you see the station and everything going, right? They are moving. So Adi Shankaracharya says like that, you are the Atma which doesn't do anything. You are the Atma which doesn't do anything. It is a non-doer. Non-doer meaning like petrol in a car. This petrol example Swamiji beautifully explains, and it fits in very well. We need to understand this. Till you get fed up, Swamiji will repeat. And till you all get fed up with me, I will also repeat. Because it's a very important example. That petrol, without petrol, no car can move. Yet, if you go and ask petrol, would you like to go to this class, Gita class today? Will you get any reply? No reply. Oh, does it mean that you don't like to go? No reply. Petrol has no desire to go or not to go. Number 1 point. Number 2, if the car performs better, let's say you have S500 Mercedes and you have Maruti 800. Both you take to the same fuel station, same petrol you filled it with. The performance of Mercedes-Benz S500 will be superior to Maruti 800. Is it got anything to do with petrol? It is to do with the engine. So, petrol is same. Without petrol, neither S500 nor Maruti 800 will move. But the performance depends on the engine, not the petrol. Third, one car meets with accident, another car reaches the destination safely. Would you say petrol is responsible for it? No doubt, if the petrol was not there, the car would have not reached the destination safely or would have not met with an accident. But you can't blame the petrol or thank the petrol for it. Isn't it? Now come to Atma. So Swamiji says, Atma is like that petrol. Without petrol, no car can move. Without Atma, this body, mind, intellect are insentient. They cannot function. Atma is only an enlivening factor. Atma is only an enlivening factor. Okay. In the presence of Atma, the body, mind, intellect functions. Atma has no desire to make it function. It has no desire not to make it function. It has no motive. Number 1 point. That's why we say Atma is a non-doer. Number 2. Somebody performs well. Somebody doesn't perform well. It depends upon their inner personality, the mind and intellect, not the Atma. Atma is same in everybody. Atma is same in the terrorist also. Atma is same in the doctor also. You understand? Somebody is saving the life, somebody is taking away the life. But Atma is same. Number 3. You travel in the journey of life nicely. Another person doesn't travel in the journey of life nicely, harms himself or herself. Can you blame petrol or congratulate petrol for it? It is to do with how he uses intellect and functions. Isn't it? So, all that we need to understand from this example is Atma is non-doer. non-doer. Atma non-doer means what? I am non-doer. As if Atma is somebody else and Atma doesn't do it. No. I am a combination of Atma and this body, mind, intellect. Atma and body, mind, intellect in one form is called Lakshmi Narayan. Atma in another body, mind, intellect is called Sanjeev. Atma in another body, mind, intellect is called Anju, Nishit. You understand? So, this Atma is a non-doer. But now how I am feeling as I am conducting class, I am the doer. I am doing the class. The doership is there, no? This is what he is saying. The boat is moving. You are not moving. You are sitting in the boat. So you boarded the train or you boarded the flight from Delhi to Pune. You slept. Flight is moving. You say, I moved from Delhi to Pune. Atma is not moving. You get the illusion that you are doing. But while the body, mind, intellect is doing, this is what he is explaining when he says, the boat, you are sitting in the boat and that is moving, but you are seeing the coconut tree moving. You are like that, you are misunderstanding yourself. You are actually a non-doer. This he is explaining by saying, seeing inaction in action. While the action is going on, I must understand that my body, mind, intellect is functioning. They are the doer. I am a sakshi, witness. Do you get it? So what is this? Seeing inaction in action. Is this clear? Number 2. What is that? Seeing action in inaction. Seeing action in inaction. For that again Adi Shankaracharya from river is moved to Arabian Sea now. The same Kerala. Now from the seashore, you can sometimes see a ship very far. And the ship is moving at a good speed actually. But for you, it appears as if the ship is stationary. Isn't it? The moving ship appears to you as non-moving. Clear or not? Now Arjuna sat down in the first chapter saying, I will not do. Krishna is sitting on the chariot doing action. Okay? What is the attitude Krishna is having? My body, my intellect only is functioning. I am not the doer. Which means what? The body, mind, intellect is functioning. I am not the doer. First one, what is that? Seeing inaction in action. Arjuna is sitting in the battlefield. I will not fight. Like small children, they fight with parents, katti, and then they go and sit in one corner. I will not talk to you. But inside, they want everybody to look at them. Come, please come, talk to us, no. Have dinner with us, no. Play with us, no. So, inside there is so much desire to do. But outside, no action. Is this clear? So, Arjuna is sitting doing nothing. But inside there is lot of doership. Is this clear? So like that, Sri Krishna is telling that you should see action even in somebody. If the body is sitting down doing nothing, still you should understand the action tattva belongs to the body, mind, intellect, not to Atma. Is this clear? There are so many other interpretations. I am not going into that now. This is enough. Now, with this understanding, you do the action. Then what happens? You will be focusing in the action alone. You are not bothered about the results because I am not the doer. I have no motive. I have this nature to talk. Little bit I have studied Gita, right? I want to continue in this field. There are people interested to listen. To them I talk to the best of my ability and move. Now if I function like this, I am also expressing my nature. My vasanas also get exhausted, right? And then I am not producing fresh vasanas. So what will happen? Chances are I will move towards enlightenment. Now once I have enlightened, let's say, Meaning what? All my vasanas are exhausted. Right? I will continue due to the initial momentum. When the fan is switched on and it's running at number 4 or 5 speed, you switch it off. The electricity is not passing. Will it stop immediately? Because of the initial momentum, it continues. So similarly, in an enlightened soul whose vasanas are all exhausted, they don't drop dead immediately. The momentum takes them. Some people, if the fan was running only at 2 speed, it may come to halt immediately. If it was running at 5 speed, it will take some more time. Like that, some people after enlightenment live long, some people live short. You understand? We can't understand all that. But thereafter, they are living only because of that momentum, technically called as prarabdha. Is this clear? Now, when that person is living because of that momentum, what will that person do? The person will simply be expressing their nature. If it is to sing, they will sing. If it is to talk, they will talk. If it is to dance, they will dance. That is how you find Saint Swami Ramtita kept on talking, giving lectures. Swami Vivekananda giving lectures and doing a lot of karma yoga. Swami Chaitanya Mahaprabhu singing. Swami Tyagaraya singing. Each one expresses their nature. Like peacock dances, nightingale sings with no motive. And whatever they do will be for the welfare of the world. So either way, before enlightenment, with knowledge you act, you go to enlightenment. After enlightenment, you will be acting spontaneously with that enlightened knowledge. This is the tatparyam of this chapter. Jnana karma sannyasa yoga. You understand? In this jnana, your karma gets burnt. You will end up in wisdom. You will become a wise person. Okay? So, with this knowledge, if you act, then every action can be converted into worship. Which is what we saw from verse 25 to 30. How your receipts, your reactions, and responses can be converted into worship. This we have studied so far. Now, you get the third flow. Do you understand? Now, after understanding all this, what next? You understood all this. What next? Don't say, sir, lunch time ho jayega. 12 ke baad lunch time hai. Correct. Lunch time also, lunch also, eating food also can be converted into worship. We saw ahara niyama yajna. You understand? So everything can be converted into worship. So what next? Practicing what we studied. So what will you get if you practice? What will happen to you if you don't practice? That he says in verse number 31. Let's get on to 31.
Yajnashishtamrutabhujah yanti brahma sanatanam nayam lokostva yajnasya kutonyah kuru sattama.
He says, Yajna Shishtamrita Bhujaha means eaters of the nectar, the remnants of sacrifice. See, when they do yajna, in the yajna everything gets burnt, right? Then the remnants they give you as prasad, right? That he calls as nectar. Amrita. Amrita means death. Amrita means deathlessness. Deathlessness means birthlessness. Because that which is born will have to die. That is why you came to this class. Because you know, if this class began, it will end. Supposing somebody told you, this fellow Lakshmi Narayan has a reputation, he will continue talking, he will never end the class, you will never come to this class. You've been told he will start on time, he will end on time. Oh good, then I'll come for the class. So, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. That which begins will have to end. You understand? So this body, this mind, this intellect was born. It will end. But the Atma is never born, never dies. It is beyond birth and death. It is Ajaha, it is Amritaha. And Amrita also means happiness, moksha, freedom. That is the real nectar. You understand? So he says, eaters of the nectar, the remnants of sacrifice, what remains after yajna, they go to the eternal Brahman. Yanti Brahma Sanatanam. The Brahman is eternal. This world is not eternal. That which is always is. For example, you see a tree. Say tree is. Then what do? You cut the tree. The tree is gone. What is tree? A form and a name. Once you cut it, form and name is gone. Yes or no? Then you say log is. Logs are, log is. Correct? Then it is the name given for that form. Then you say, then you make a table out of that log. Now what happened? Log is dead. Table is. The form, for the new form, name is table. Correct? Then you burn the table. That form table is gone. Now what remains? Ashes. So you say ash is. So the names and forms are constantly changing, but the isness is ever is. That isness which is ever is called Sat. That which is always is called what? Sanatanam. Eternal. These names and forms are not eternal. That reality, that consciousness which pervades the waking state, the dream state, and the deep sleep state is ever is. The objects that you are conscious of, they are different. The beings that you are conscious of are different. In the waking state, dream state, you are conscious of different objects and beings. In the deep sleep state, you are conscious of nothing. There is nothingness you are conscious of. The consciousness is there in deep sleep also. That consciousness alone is present in all the three states called the waking, dream and deep sleep. And that consciousness, thou art, that consciousness is Sanatanam. And that consciousness is all pervading. That consciousness is existing always, and that consciousness is all knowing. And that is you. That is what is given the name Atma, identity Atma. So you are that consciousness, not this body, mind, intellect, this limited individual. This is a narrative. This narrative has been heard from childhood, and you have now started believing this narrative. Okay, and as a result of this narrative that you are this limited individual, you started feeling this sense of limitation, and then your thoughts are running in the world to feel complete. As a result, you're going on acquiring a lot more. When you're acquiring, you're getting happiness, but then there is instantly fear that it can be taken away by somebody, or it can die, or I can die. Therefore, immediately you will get an happiness. But the moment you know that you are none of these names and forms, you are actually the Atma, which is always His, and which is always infinite, all pervading. Then you are in Ananda, bliss. Is this clear? You are that Satchit Ananda Swarupa, Sakshi. And that Ananda is this nectar. That is real freedom. Then what happens? You become free mentally. Nothing binds you. Neither good happening nor the bad happening. You become free. You understand? Therefore, he says, if you continue doing yajna activities, if you continue burning the action in the fire of knowledge, you will attain amrita. Is this clear? Yajna shishtamrita bhujaha yanti brahma sanatanam. You will reach that Brahman, Brahatamatvat iti Brahma. Which means what? Big. Big doesn't mean like big elephant. Big elephant also has a limitation. Big means which has no beginning, no end. That Brahman is the ultimate result you get when you follow yajna. Either you directly get, if you follow Brahma yajna, Jnana yajna, you will get self-realization. To get jnanam, rather to qualify for jnanam, you have to do the other yajnas which gives you self-purification. So the actions done in the spirit of yajna will give you self-purification, and that purified mind can take the knowledge and do jnana yajna, which will remove the ignorance, and you attain Brahman. Then he says, this world is not for the non-sacrificer. This world is not for the non-sacrificer. Nayam lokostya yajnasya kutonya kurusattam kut anya. This world is not for the non-sacrificer. How then the other wo kurusattama? Arjuna is addressed by Sri Krishna here as kurusattama. Means what? Best among the Kurus. Kuru is a clan to which he belongs to. See, technically, Arjuna is also a Kaurava. Duryodhana is also a Kaurava. But we get confused. Therefore, when they talk about Arjuna, Bhima, Yudhishthira and all, they say Pandavas. Then Duryodhana and all as Kauravas. Here Sri Krishna is telling, you are the best among the Kuru clan. Why you are best is not just like they're telling to appreciate him. It's true also. Because see, he's got the freedom to kill people on the battlefield. He has license, isn't it? Yet he's thinking whether it's correct or not. Is it the right thing that I'm doing? Or am I doing it for the kingdom? Am I doing it for the throne? Or am I doing it for dharma? You get it? Therefore, he says, you are Kuru Sattama Arjuna. And he says, this world is not for the non-sacrificer, meaning not for the one who doesn't act in the spirit of yajna. I already told you in the last class. Every action can be converted into worship. So you don't have to give up anything to be spiritual. You continue doing the same thing that you've been doing all along. All you have to do is understand what we studied, give a higher direction, convert them into yajna and worship. Then the vasanas drop. Same thing, what you've been doing. See, that's why I give this example. This Gita class that I'm doing, I can do to get name, fame, money, power, etc. Right? Other is, I can do because I want the world to understand Gita unselfishly. Other is, listen, Gita doesn't require Lakshmi Narayanan to propagate it. I'm studying, I'm benefiting, it is helping. Few people who are interested are asking me, so I'm talking. So I can have all these three attitudes. First one is selfish, second one is unselfish, third one is selfless. You understand? So when the attitude is unselfish and selfless, it starts becoming yajna. So he says, this world is not for the non-sacrificer. This world is not for the non-sacrificer means what? The people who don't act in the spirit of yajna, those who act selfishly, they will not find happiness in the present, in this world, here, now. They'll be selfishly acting. They'll be probably acquiring, they'll be, getting everything, but they won't be happy. They won't be happy. Macbeth killed Duncan. Duncan was his benefactor. He and his wife, due to greed, they poisoned the food and killed Duncan. And after killing Duncan, what does Macbeth say? Macbeth murdered sleep, murdered sleep. You understand? So Swamiji always says, no selfish person can be happy. No egoistic person can be happy. No unselfish person can be unhappy. It's a law. It's a law. If you find yourself unhappy, you will see, if you really sit down and properly think, you will see that definitely there is selfishness, egoistic approach. If that selfishness or egoistic approach is not there, you will not be having any unhappiness. For example, if you are into serving people, right, and you went to serve some destitute place, ashram, before you could go and give them food, somebody has already done it. If you're egoistic, you'll say, before I could go, somebody has come and given, you'll be agitated by that. That you could not serve, you'll be agitated. Why? The emphasis is more in I doing the service than the service being done. Is this clear? So even in service, even now when I'm talking on Gita, if my focus is more on I'll be agitated. Oh, in my class, you are attending my class for so many years and you're still not understanding Gita. My class, what do you mean my class? That ego. It is impossible that you can be unhappy without I coming in. The I comes, it's gone. See, it's like beautiful dish, excellent dish you've made. Very small drop of poison you added to it. You're coming and telling, sir, please don't mind that. Excellent, we made everything nice, all first grade quality food we put in it. This is a fantastic dish. Just by mistake, one small drop of poison is added, sir. So please don't mind, have it. What will happen? You will die. Is exactly what we are doing. Somewhere this I, due to our ignorance, we think we are this limited individual. This I sneaks in. And that I sneaks in and we get agitated. Then we think, I only wanted to do good things. Still I am agitated. पता नहीं क्यों ऐसा मेरा कुंडली में कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया शायद. भगवान ने कुछ गड़बड़ कर दिया. I. That's why the Englishman E. Carpenter says, you have to clean drop the I. Not in halves, fully you have to drop the I. You understand? But, so one of the exercises Swamiji says is, when you write letters, so those days when I was studying, between 92 and 95, I studied in the ashram. Those days we have to write letters only. Nowadays everything is email and WhatsApp messages. So whenever, whatever you write, whether it's WhatsApp, email or letter, he says, consciously try to don't use I or as little I as possible. He says, somebody gifted him one book, the Europe I saw, and he read the book. He said, there is more I than the Europe. So, the I, in Yajna, I will not be there. So, the more the I, happiness goes. That's what he's saying. This world is not for the non-sacrificer. How then the other? Oh, Kurusattama. Other means future. See, some people interpret it as this loka and Swarga, whatever it is. Basically, Swarga and Naraka are not two different geographical places. It's the state of mind. John Milton says, mind in its own place makes heaven out of hell, hell out of heaven. isn't it? So the I, he says, this world is not for the non-sacrificer. Meaning what? Here and now he will not be happy. Those who do not follow yajna. And for them, forget about future. In future also there is no happiness. Which means what? For, already he said, for the sacrificer, here and now, there is happiness. Here and now means what? Every moment to moment, there is happiness. Why? Because in every moment, there is no I with which he functions, she functions. Therefore, at all times, they are in happiness. They don't act to find happiness. They act out of happiness. Next shloka. Verse 32.
एवं बहुविधा यज्ञाः वितता ब्रह्मणो मुखे कर्मजान् विद्धितान् सर्वान् एवं ज्ञात्वा विमोक्षसे.
Thus, manifold sacrifices, yajnas, are spread out before Brahman. See what he's saying is very interesting in Sanskrit. Evam bahuvida yajnaha vitato brahmano mukhe. This word Brahma here can be interpreted as Brahman like Swamiji has done. It can be interpreted as Vedas also. Brahmaji has four mukhas. Four mukhas represent four Vedas. So some people interpret the word Brahma as Vedas. These yajnas are all mentioned where? In the Vedas. They are not mentioned in some other text. It's mentioned in the Vedas. These are all Vedoktam. It is coming from Veda. You understand? And then Veda also means Brahmanas. So here he says, Evam bahuvida yajnaha vitato brahmano mukhe. Thus manifold yajnas, sacrifices, are spread out before Brahman. What he wants to say is, I only listed out 12. But there are innumerable number of activities. Isn't it? Innumerable number of activities. This 12 is not a big exhaustive list. A very small list. Anything you think of, all these activities, none of these activities can happen without Brahman. So you can say they are all manifesting from Brahman only. That's what he's saying. Thus manifold sacrifices are spread out before Brahman. And also in the Vedas, innumerable yajnas are mentioned. Right? Know them all to be born of action. Know them all to be born of action. Thus knowing, you shall be liberated. Now this needs little explanation. Know them all to be born of action. This is why I already put a lot of time in explaining that verse 18. Now, with that, this becomes easy. When he says, know them all to be born of action means what? I, Atma, the word Atma is used with reference to this body, mind, intellect, the microcosm. The same Atma, the consciousness, with reference to the macrocosm is called Brahman. Okay, so all these actions, though they may spring from Brahman, and all these are mentioned in the Vedas, all these actions belong to what? The body, mind, intellect. I am Akarta, Abhokta. That's what he's saying. Know that all these actions are coming from body, mind, intellect, from Maya, from Prakriti, not from me. I am only a Sakshi. Once I know this and function, you shall be liberated. He says, thus knowing, you shall be liberated. While the actions are going on, you are liberated. They won't taint you. See, to explain this, we give this example usually. Go to a movie theater. You booked the tickets online. While booking the tickets itself, you order your popcorn, samosa and everything. Right? And nice air-conditioned theater, and it's a horror movie. 3D on top of it, with all kinds of sound system, right? To explain the concept, I have to add all this masala. You understand? Then you are going and sitting knowing well that it is movie, not real. Nicely you are sitting, stretching your legs, eating popcorn, movie is yet to start, advertisements are coming, enjoying. Suddenly the movie starts. And slowly, it's a horror movie, right? So what happens? You are not eating popcorn, your mouth is open, and you have come to the seat edge. Heart is beating fast, and you are sitting in nicely air-conditioned room, theater, sweating, stress. You know why? What happened? What happened? You got involved in the movie, isn't it? You got involved in the movie, and you are going through all these experiences. Supposing you never got involved, you understood. This is you, and you're still not just understood, you're still retaining that composure. It was a movie. The ghost is jumping, this thing, eating, drinking blood, and all that is going on. You are relaxing, you are eating popcorn. You're seeing this side and that side, everybody's so disturbed. You are enjoying. Why? Why? Can I say you are liberated? They are all bound by the happenings. Can I say or not? All these people are bound. You are liberated. You are actually enjoying. You understand? You're enjoying your popcorn also. You're enjoying the movie also. Why? Because you know that it is a projection. Others are not knowing, or at least they have forgotten. They are now thinking that it is not projection, and therefore they are suffering. So like that, many things are happening in our life. You understand? Somebody is praising you, somebody is criticizing you, all kinds of things are happening. Somebody is giving you award, somebody is teaching you this thing, that thing. So many things are happening. As long as you've got this knowledge that all these belong to Prakriti, the body, mind, intellect, I am Atma, the Sakshi, then what happens? Oh, criticizers who are very frequent visitors, thank you, please come. Oh, praising people, very rare visitors, okay, please come. Even you are seeing only few aspects of my personality, that's why you are praising me. You have not seen the other side of my personality. The other fellows are seeing my other side, therefore they keep criticizing. So it's okay. But I am neither this or that. I am not the personality. I am the Atma. So I am liberated. Do you understand? So I am happily doing the actions. Otherwise, what happens? I have desire, I have motive, and I go to work. I'm a workaholic. But as I'm working, Monday to Sunday to every day, you understand? But if I see somewhere there's a hurdle, I am not going to get the results, I get dejected. I drop that project, I go to something else. Here, nothing like that. Whether 10 people come, 20 people come, 1,000 people come, only one person comes, class goes on. Definitely nobody comes, class will not go on. Because the teacher has no habit of talking alone. You understand? So, doesn't matter. Are you with me? With this knowledge, you continue doing your actions. That's what he's saying. Many activities are there spread out in this world in Brahman, which is all having the source Brahman, which is all given in Vedas. Right? Know them all to be born of action, karma. And action belongs to what? Body, mind, intellect, nature, Prakriti, not to me. I am Atma. And thus knowing, what happens? You become free. So that knowing is freedom. Please understand. Knowing is freedom. You may take years to open your eyes. You may be closing your eyes and pretending as if you're sleeping, or maybe really sleeping. And you could have slept like Rip Van Winkle for 20 years also. But the moment you open your eyes, what happens? Instantly you see the world and instantly you become free from all the dreams. Yes or no? So, this is what he's saying. That knowledge, once it sinks, like they say, penny drops. Once that is sunk and the penny has dropped, you are liberated. Now, liberated doesn't mean, now when I go back from this class, in my car, I'm driving and going back. Huh? Suddenly, everybody is going to give me way. Oh, he's coming from Gita class. Please let us all move aside. Let him go beautifully without any traffic jam. Is it going to happen like that? Nothing. Same thing is going to happen. But I will not be agitated. So nothing will change in the world. But you have changed. As a result, you are going to be free. You are liberated. Let's conclude the class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.